Sony Hi8 Handycam camcorder. This is the CCD-TRV43 from 1998. So it came in this box which had a this leather carrying case in which I got the camcorder, the charger, a single brand new unopened 8mm tape, which I'm using to record this. Now, I'm supposed to use Hi8 tapes because it's a Hi8 camcorder, but we'll just see how this works out. So then also in here, we got this entirely useless car adapter, which I don't think I can use because it doesn't fit the DC input. And that's it. And it also came with the battery, which I tried to charge, but when I plugged it in, the little indicator just kind of kept flashing, and it hasn't charged at all. I don't know if that means the battery's completely dead or if there's a problem with the charging. The camcorder seems to work fine on DC power, so I don't know what it is. Anyway, so we can try a few things. Right now it's recording in 16 by 9 mode, so it records a full 16 by 9 widescreen image. This camcorder actually has 3 recording modes. It has full screen, which is exactly what it sounds like, standard 4:3 image. Then it has widescreen, which is this. Or actually, it has 2 widescreens. It has cinema widescreen, which is basically full screen, except it crops the top and the bottom of the image off. And then it also has this full 16 by 9 image. And I don't know if it's recording the date and the time to the tape. I don't know. Let's find out. So I'm going to turn this off. So we have date, and then we can have the time. Just have the date, or we can just have the time. I don't know if that records it to the tape or not. So now we can test our optical zoom. It has an 18 times optical zoom, so that's not bad. Steady shot doesn't work when you're in 16 by 9 mode, but it's pretty good. I got a few other things at the flea market. I got this Sentry Audio Pro adapter pack. It has an extension cord for the for a 3.5mm jack, and it also has a 3.5 to 2.5mm adapter, a stereo to mono adapter, and a splitter. Now these two might come in handy for a couple different things, so we'll see how that works out. I also got an Insignia digital converter box. Paid $5 for this, $15 for the camcorder, and then this came with the next item I'm going to show, which is right here. But first we have this Insignia converter box. I already have more of these than I need. Over there I have a Apex digital converter box, and I also have a digital stream branded one. So this came with everything. Came with the video cables, came with the remote. Unfortunately, the previous owner left a battery in there and it leaked. Got the user guide and the actual box, and then 2 coaxial connectors. Not sure if both of them came with this thing, but oh well. So I might have to take this remote control apart, if that's possible, and clean out the corrosion caused by a leaking battery. So then we get to this, which is probably almost as interesting as the camcorder. It's this Digipower Universal Notebook Battery, which is from 2008. It was new old stock. I paid $10 for it, and then the guy gave me this for free with it. Oh yeah, and I also got this Richard Marx single, which I think is kind of funny. Not because it's a single, but because it's blue. You don't see blue cassettes very often. It's the only reason I got it. Anyway, so this thing, it's this giant power brick. It's kind of like what you would get for a phone now. Like, you know how people buy power bricks for their phones so that they can get more battery life. Or like they even have some of them implemented into cases that go around your phone and then they give you extra battery life. Well, this is the same idea, except for a laptop. So it comes with, but it can also charge your phone too. So it comes with all these different laptop connectors. I'm hoping one of these is the right one for a ThinkPad. and you plug it into this thing, which goes into the unit, and then you plug onto the end whichever adapter you want, so you have all these adapters, and then you have this one for a Dell computer, which I was very happy to receive, because I thought it just came with these, and I was like, oh man, I can't use it with my Dell Latitude, but I guess I can. It also comes with this USB cable that plugs in, you plug it into here, and then you take whatever type of phone thing that you need, and it goes into there. Now, it's a standard USB port, so as long as you have a phone that charges on a USB port, you can just plug the USB cable into there. So here's the brick. It's actually pretty decent quality. I've never heard of this brand, and I don't want to trust it too much, and some of the cables are suspiciously thin, but the actual battery is made of metal. Like, that's metal. So you can see your input voltage, it's charging up right now, and then you have an output for the laptop and an output for a USB thing for your phone or whatever. But yeah, so it comes with these, comes with this, comes with that. So that's that. I can't wait to see when it's finished charging to see how well it works. There's an on-off switch, and I don't know how it tells, but it has a 16 or 19 volt thing there. So, while we're testing out this camcorder, I guess I can show Nightshot. Not that it's really that dark. Right now it just makes everything green. But, it does have Nightshot. So if you want to mess around with that, you can. And what's even more exciting about this camcorder is it has a spotlight. It has a halogen spotlight. So that is really awesome, because my Digital 8 camcorder does not have a built-in spotlight. It has an accessory shoe, so you could attach a spotlight to it, but it does not have one built in, and this one does. So it has off, automatic, and on. Let's see if I can get it off here. Come on. There we go. So then, let's see if I can demonstrate Nightshot again. Well, that was embarrassing. I accidentally hit the power switch instead of the Nightshot switch, so the camcorder turned off. Anyway. Of course, the image is going to be pretty washed out, because we're in bright daylight. But it gives you an idea. And then you have that infrared spotlight, which... Yeah, Nightshot is not very practical during the day, and this is unfortunately after Sony depowered the Nightshot, so I can't really, on some of the really early camcorders that have Nightshot, you can adjust the exposure with Nightshot and shoot in broad daylight, but then whenever they got into the little problem of being able to see through clothes with Nightshot, Sony had to, like, change it so you couldn't do that, which was kind of like, okay. But anyway, so... that's just some of my recent flea market finds. Now I'm going to switch to the other camcorder so that you can see what this looks like. Alright, here is a closer look at the Sony Handycam CCD-TRV43 Hi8 camcorder that I purchased. I shot that video the other day. I was going to film the rest of the video that day, but my other Handycam didn't want to cooperate, so... here we are now. Here you can see the carrying case this came in, which isn't too bad. It has this nice leathery finish. It says it's a real leather, but I don't know. I'm not a leather expert. Plus it says right in there, made in China, so you can never be too sure. I just transferred the test video that I recorded on this onto the computer, and it looks perfectly fine, even though I was just using a standard 8mm tape as opposed to a Hi8 tape. But, oh well. So like I said in the first part of the video, I paid $15 for this camcorder, which is a pretty good price. These Handycams are still very good camcorders, despite being almost 20 years old. Especially these Hi8 camcorders that have Nightshot. These camcorders can shoot very good video in low light. Especially this one, it has a 1/4-inch CCD sensor. This definitely does better in low light. And I even could tell in the test footage, the footage off this camcorder actually looked better than the footage off this camcorder, even though this camcorder has a higher resolution. So this model is from 1998. This was kind of a middle-of-the-line model, both in terms of its line and across Handycams in general. If I can get the box here. I didn't get the original box for the camcorder, but I got the original box for the carrying bag, which is kind of amusing. Most of the time, this is not something I would expect to keep, but I did get the original owner's manual as well as a catalog for some Sony parts. So this was the TRV43, so it's right in the middle there. You have the 46, which would have been a little bit nicer, and the 36, which was a little bit lower. And then also, I guess, using the same chassis or same body style was a Video 8 XR camcorder, the TRV16. Now, what XR was exactly how it sounds, XR, extra resolution. It was a feature that Sony put on some of its Video 8 and Hi8 camcorders in the mid to late 90s. And I think it gave you about 80 lines of extra resolution, which back then was pretty exciting. And I think they had this on some of their camcorders up until 1999, when they introduced their Digital 8 camcorders. Then they started removing, I think that's the last year that XR was available on any of their analog Handycams. And around that time, moving into the 2000s, they slowly began removing features off of their analog camcorders in favor of digital camcorders. The original warranty card is still in there, and there's also a couple receipts. It looks like they didn't have to pay anything to repair it. It says they didn't pay anything, but the problem was the tape was jammed and something about the battery. Tape is jammed. Tape is stuck in the unit. Mechanical alignments were made, but yeah, look at that. They didn't have to pay anything. But, so that was kind of cool to get that paperwork in there, or that receipt, or whatever. So it looks like this was serviced at one point, but it seems to be working fine. And it's in very good condition. Like, if you look at this thing, it almost looks like it's brand new. All the original stickers are still there, like the sticker for the stamina, and for the, color LCD, laser length, steady shot, all that. The Info Lithium logo's still there. And if you look at this tape door, there are no scratches on it at all. So this thing was someone took very good care of this camcorder. Unfortunately, the battery that came with it is completely dead. It doesn't hold any sort of charge. And whenever I plug it in, it shows the indicator on here. I'm not sure if you can see that. Shows the indicator on there, and it shows it's calculating the remaining minutes, but then it just shuts off. And then when I left this plugged in for a couple days, it would just show a rapidly flashing empty battery indicator there. So I'm pretty sure the battery is completely dead. So I might have to figure out a way to get another one. Obviously Sony doesn't, I don't think they make Info Lithium L batteries anymore. However, my local Walmart actually has a pretty decent stock of L-series batteries. Still $53 a piece. So I'm going to have to wait until I get a bit of extra cash in order to get one. And even then, they've been sitting there forever, so they might not even work anymore. But still, if I can get a working battery for this camcorder, because I would like to have some uses for it, that would be nice. Anyway, so let's actually get to the tour of the unit. This is one of those camcorders that has the power switch, which is also connected to the lens shutter. Rather than having a lens cap like this camcorder, it has a lens shutter, which is kind of cool. My much newer Handycam that I use for most of my YouTube videos has an automatic lens shutter. And this one is in a way automatic, but it's not an electronic thing. The lens shutter is physically connected to the power switch. So if you see here, even if I unplug the camcorder, it still opens and closes the shutter whenever I flip the power switch. It feels really cool too. It just has a cool feeling to it. And then we also have our Nightshot switch. I'm pretty sure that's also a physical connection to the filter in there, but I don't know. We have a fader button. We have our focus switch for automatic, manual, or infinity. Infinity puts it back in automatic and has it focus on the furthest subject, and then it goes back to manual, and then you have a little wheel here for adjusting the focus. Not quite as nice as the ring that is on this camcorder for adjusting the focus, but it's still nice to have a physical type of thing, interface, for adjusting the focus. Here you have a little LCD screen indicator which shows your battery life, how much time's remaining, your record mode, that sort of thing. And you can see how thick this LCD is. I mean, look at that. That's like a solid, almost, actually, I don't know, like 3/4 of an inch thick. That's thick. But on the side here you have your volume controls and your LCD brightness controls. And then there's your LCD. You can swivel it, flip it around, have it in there like that to watch your video. Inside here you got a little speaker. In here is your battery for saving the date and time. You have a picture effect button, your menu button, and the jog wheel for controlling the menu. You have this is interesting, you have a record start and stop mode. You have your standard mode where you press the record button once it starts recording and you press it again to stop recording. You also have it so it only records when you're holding down the record button, and it also has it so you press the button and it only records 5 seconds, which is good for people that are a little bit trigger happy and like to record everything. Then you also have date and time buttons, counter reset, display, title, and end search. On the side here you have your backlight compensation button, your program AE, and your exposure button, and then you use the wheel to adjust the exposure. Up here's your battery release for releasing the battery from its thing. Down there's your DC input. Right here's your record start and stop button, which also has a lock on it. You flip it up and it locks the button and you can't press it. But I don't think it was required for them to lock the button, because doing this also puts the camcorder and shuts it off. So I guess you can also do that if you don't want to accidentally record stuff. You also get a black and white viewfinder, which does not pop out, but it swivels. I'm pretty sure there's a little CRT in there. Sorry about that, I accidentally bumped the record start and stop button on this camcorder. As I was saying, this has a CRT viewfinder. This newer camcorder I'm pretty sure uses an LCD, because in this camcorder it doesn't swivel as much and the image is a bit crisper. Over on the side here you have your length control jack, and you also have your eject. This is a top-loading eject, which I like because that means you can change the tapes even when it's on a tripod. You have your zoom control, which is variable. You have your playback controls, and it looks like if on a nicer model you'd have a couple more buttons here. But oh well. You have an edit search, and then you also have laser link. Basically, it transmits the video and audio through infrared to a receiver that you would plug into your TV. On this side you just have the tape window, so you can see how much tape you have left. And then down here you have an earphone jack, and up here you have a plug-in power microphone jack. But I'm pretty sure both are only mono, because this is only a mono camcorder. You can see the video output and the audio output, and also the little DC jack for the RF modulator. And you can also see blanks, where on a fancier model you would have stereo audio and S-video, but this camcorder doesn't have that. And then you also have a video light. It's a Halogen Spotlight. You have off, automatic, and on. Automatic just flips the switch, or flips the light on whenever it detects that you're in low light. On the front you can see the light there, you can see the lens, record tally light, the infrared receiver and emitter, and then the microphone. And then on the bottom you just have your tripod mount, and this must have been a slightly cheaper model because surprisingly it's made in China, and this is from 1998. This camcorder here is from 2001, and it was made in Japan. So I guess we can turn on the camcorder. Well, first we'll open it up. Sony Info Lithium. You can go through the menu here. So You can turn on or off the digital zoom. You also have 16:9, so you have off, which just records in full screen. Cinema, which, like you can see there, it just crops the top and bottom off. And then full, which records an actual 16:9 image to the tape. So I'd prefer to use that. Or just leave it off and record a full screen image. Steady shot, Nightshot light. The battery in here must be dead because it doesn't remember the date and time. Because I had set it, but the battery must be dead. And then you also have the picture effect button, which lets you do a couple effects. You have pastel, negative, sepia, black and white, solarize, mosaic, slim, and stretch. So, I'm not sure how well you can see that, but oh well. And then I haven't messed around with the fader, but you can also do titles. You get a couple of presets. You have hello, happy birthday. This is the same as on most Sony camcorders. You have hello, happy birthday, happy holidays, congratulations, our sweet baby, wedding, vacation, the end, and you can do 2 custom titles. So, that's about it for this camcorder. I just wanted to show you what it looked like. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, so thanks for watching.